So now that we've made our shapes with the pen tool, now it's time to fill in our shapes with our selection tool and our eyedropper tool. So what we want to do is before we start coloring anything in, we kind of want to just see what we're working with. So what we'll do is we can click the little eyeball for the original image just so we can see what our shape is looking like. Now, once I've made all of my shapes, it's time to start using our eyedropper tool to start filling our shapes in with color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by using my selection tool. And I'm going to select my first shape. So I'm going to click this little red shape here. From there, I'm going to grab my eyedropper tool. Now, the best way to do this is to press I on your keyboard. So that way we can quickly get to that eyedropper tool. So instead of having to go back and forth between our image and the toolbar, we can just stay directly on our image. And then I'm just going to click and press on the color that I want to fill. Now I'm ready to move on to the next one. So I'm going to press V on my keyboard, click on the outline or the stroke of that shape, press I on the keyboard, and click my color. And so I'm going to repeat this process. I'm going to press V on my keyboard to grab the selection tool. I'm going to click the path or the stroke of my shape. I'm going to press I on my keyboard. I'm going to select the color, and I'm going to repeat this all the way around. Now, the more we go, the more some of your shapes are going to start overlapping each other. So if, let's say, for example, if you end up having a really big shape that you end up filling. So for example, I have this big circle around the outside edge. What I want to do is when I fill it, so I'll grab my eyedropper tool and I'm going to fill it with this kind of gray color. Notice how it covers almost everything up. What I need to do is send this to the back. So what I'm going to do is grab my selection tool. I'm going to select that shape and then I'm going to send this all the way to the back. Now, ideally what you want is to do your biggest shapes first so you don't have to worry about rearranging them. And then that way when you go to fill them, you can end up, you don't have to worry about moving it to the back or rearranging the shape. Now, you always want to fill your smallest shapes first. However, when you make your shapes, you want to start with the biggest shape and then trace to the smallest shape, or else you will get that overlapping. So notice right now I can't select any of the colors because I have this shape kind of filling it all up. So what I would need to do is go properties and just turn that fill off, and we'll save that big shape for last. Now, also while I did that, I noticed that I still need to add another circle in the middle here. Well, it looks like I have that. I just didn't have a stroke on it. And if this, again, if this is on top of any of your other layers, all you need to do to send it to the back is hold Command and your left bracket, and that can send it back per shape. Or you could just right click and then go Arrange and then Send Backward or Send to Back. The issue is because it's smaller than the big circle back here. If we sent it to the back, it's going to get lost behind that bigger circle. So it's just something to think about when you are building your shapes and filling in your colors. Again, just as a refresher, to select your or to fill your color in with that color behind it, you want to click on the shape with your selection tool, press I on your keyboard, and then select the color you'd like to fill.